Hi, welcome back. As we saw in the last video, we were able to create a new plan or a budget just by using some of the features within the visual, within this matrix visual from Inforiver in PowerBI. As we could see here, all the values will get saved inside of the PowerBI file that you can later on upload to the PowerBI service. But the idea would be that we can also utilize these values as a single point of truth for whenever we would like to display these values later on in another chart or in another tool such as Excel, Tableau, or anywhere where you will need this data again. So the idea is to keep version control and to keep a single point of truth. So we will write it back now. Stay with us and I will show it to you. Now, first we need to expand the chart here so that we can have a full overview of the ribbon at the top. If we will go on export and then on this writeback section, we will be able to see that we've got a button to initiate the writeback. But let's check out the settings first. As you could see here, for example, you can allow specific users within your organization to being able to write back to the database, so that not all users that have Inforiver necessarily are going to do that. So you've got full control of that. Also, you can select what you would like to write back. In our case, it's just going to be the plan with all the different dimensions, the account numbers and the dates that are related. And the destination that we have selected is going to be an Azure SQL database. If we will see here, these are the different destinations where we have possibilities. I mean, it's not just only Azure SQL, the only possibility. It could also be Databricks on Dataverse. You could also create a copy on OneDrive, SharePoint. We've got Oracle, Fabric, and so on. Just to keep it simple, we will keep the Azure SQL database, and yep, let's wait a little bit for it to load the settings, and boom, we push it. We will have to wait for a couple of seconds until the data gets written back. Boom, there we have it, the plan for 2022. If we will now go onto the database, we will be able to see here that we've got a plan here that has been written in the following table, where we've got all the different dimensions for the categorical data, for the account names, account numbers, and so on. For the date dimension that we've got at the top, the year, the quarter, and the month, and the measure that we have selected, which is going to be the plan, and all the values related to it. One extra thing I would like to show you here is that if we scroll to the right side, we can have an overview of who was the user who created this forecast and wrote it back to the database, and which date was that. So we have it there. If we will now come back to our PowerBI reports, and let's get out of these focus modes on the visual so that we have a full overview of the report. And if we would like to connect to our database again, just one moment, need to add the credentials. We will be able to connect here to our database and to retrieve back the plan that we have saved as a table when we wrote the data back by using this feature from Inforiver. So we will be able to load it back to our model. Now, if we will go to the data model view, we will be able that we have now connected this plan table that we have written back to the database, and we will be able to connect it back to our model in a very easy way. So same as we have it with the fact table, we will connect it to the two dimensions we used to create the plan, which were the dates values at the top. Remember this one, the dates at the top, and also the accounts on the sides. So we will have to connect the GL account number to the different dimensions. Perfect. Let's do a quick check. So if we will collapse everything onto a year level, and we will watch all the years here, we will be able to see that we've got the actual values, let's say the revenues, 25 millions, 25, 23, and then 30 for the plan for 2022. And if we will create a new visual, let's expand the full window now, because I would like to show you a very simple case where if we will create a simple chart, a column chart, where we display the different values across time, we will keep everything on a yearly level just to compare it to the matrix table that we have already discussed. We will need to add a couple of slicers. We will add one for the statements, because we would like to check the revenues, and then we will need to add the category name, and we will select, sorry, it's a slicer, we will select the revenue, and boom, there we have it, 25 million, 25, 24, as we have checked before. And the beauty here is that we can now add the values from the plan, that we could create a measure, as we have it here for the plan, and now we could add it onto the axis. And there you have it. So you could basically recreate any of the values that you have written within the matrix, within the visual from Inforiver, into any other visual in Power BI or into any other tool where you will need to get access to that data, so that we can always keep a single point of truth. So again, 25, 25, 24, 30 millions, and this is the exercise where we have written it back. So actuals, 25, 25, 24 rounded up, and 30 millions for the plan. Boom. See you in the next one.